Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about negative numbers. We've got 4 success criteria, and the first one is to perform calculations that cross zero. So a negative number is a number that is less than 0. So if we look at our number line going from 10 to minus 10, negative numbers represent opposite movements. So if positive represents a movement upwards, then negative represents a movement down. So for instance, if we want to do minus 6 plus 3, we start at minus 6 and go up the number line 3 places. And so we get to minus 3, and that's our answer. If we want to do minus 1 take away 4, we start at minus 1 and we go down 4 places. And we get to minus 5. So that's our answer. This time, we want to do minus 5 plus 8. So think about how far to reach 0 and then how much further you need to go. So if you start at minus 5, to get to 0, you need to move 5 places. Then, because we're adding 8, you'd move a further 3 places, so you get to 3. So there's 5 places to get to 0, and then another 3 places, which means you've added on 8. So the answer is 3. In this question, minus 4 plus 12. So how can we do this without a number line? Well, you'd need to move 4 places to get back to 0, so that leaves us with another 8 places to move. So the answer is 8. So find the difference and then decide if the answer will be positive or negative. So this time we want to do 3 take away 15. So that means we want to go down or back 15 places. So we'd move back 3 places to get to 0. Then we'd need to move another 12 places back. So the answer will be minus 12. So 3 to get to 0, and then you'd need to move another 12. So the answer is minus 12. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers, there's your amber answers, and there's your red answers. So now we've completed success criteria 1. So now we're going to move on to number 2, and this is to add, subtract, multiply and divide negative numbers. So if we want to work out 3 take away 4, so we start at 3, and we're going to take away, so we're going to go down the number line, and we're going to go down 4 places. And we get to minus 1. So that's our answer. For this one, we want to do minus 6 take away 4. So we start at minus 6. We're taking away, so we're going to go down the number line. And we're going to go down 4 places. So we can see the answer is minus 10. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. Your red answers. And your purple answers. The greens made Oslo. The ambers made Prague. The reds made Vienna. And the purples made Lisbon. So now we're going to have a look at multiplying and dividing negative numbers. So when you multiply or divide two positive numbers, the answer will be positive. When you multiply or divide a positive number and a negative number, the answer will be negative. When you multiply or divide a negative number and a positive number, the answer will be negative. And when you multiply and divide a negative number and a negative number, the answer will be positive. So just remember, if both numbers have the same sign, the answer will be positive. If both numbers have a different sign, so one's positive and one's negative, then the answer will be negative. So for this question, we want to do minus 6 times minus 4. Now if you see brackets around it, that just tells you it's a negative number, so you can ignore the brackets. So we want to do a minus number times a minus number, and we know two negatives make a positive answer. So 6 times 4 is 24, and that's got to be positive 24, because two negatives time together to make a positive. For this question, we want to do 35 divided by minus 5. Now we know 35 divided by 5 is 7, and we've got a positive number and a negative number. And a positive divided by a negative will give us a negative answer. So our answer has to be minus 7. Again, in this question, we want to work out minus 9 times by 6. Now 9 times 6 is 54. So minus 9 times 6 will be minus 54. Because a minus number times by a positive will give us a negative answer. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. And there's your red answers. And now we've completed success criteria 2. So now we're going to move on to number 3. And this is to understand the rules of signs. Now when two signs appear directly next to each other, two positives will always make a positive. A positive and a negative sign, when they're next to each other, will make a negative. A negative and a positive, when they're next to each other, will always make a negative. And a negative and a negative sign, when they're next to each other, will always make a positive. So the rules are the same as if we were multiplying and dividing them. So let's have a look at what we mean. So we want to work out minus 2 plus minus 3. Now again, we can ignore the brackets, so we can write it like this. this is our start number, so we're starting with -2. And we're going to move in this direction, and a positive and a minus, when they're next to each other like this, will make a minus. And we're going to move 3 places. So we start on -2 and we move 3 places down the number line. So the answer is -5. In this question, we want to work out -3 take away -4. So again, we can ignore the brackets, so we can write it like this. This is our start number, so we start on -3. And the direction that we're going to move in, well, when you've got 2 negatives next to each other like that, and they've got to be next to each other, 2 negatives make a plus. So we're moving in a positive direction, so we're going to move up the number line. And we're going to move up the number line 4 places. So our answer is 1. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. So for this question, we should have got the answer -1. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Again, pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. So for this question, we should have got the answer 13. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your answer, press play. So your answer for this question is 11. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Again, pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your answer, press play. Your answer for this question should be -12. Here's another question for you to have a go at. Again, pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your answer, press play. And your answer for this question is 4. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. There's your green answers. There's your amber answers. There's your red answers. And there's your purple answers. And now we've completed success criteria 3. So now we can move on to number 4, and this is to apply to problem-solving questions. So the temperature at the North Pole last winter was 1.2 degrees Celsius. In the same week, Russia recorded temperatures of -40 degrees centigrade. What's the difference in temperature between Russia and the North Pole? So here we're looking for the difference, and the difference means we need to subtract them. So we need to do 1.2 take away -40. Now 2 minuses when they're next to each other make a plus, So we do 1.2 plus 40, so the answer is 41.2 degrees Celsius. So for this question, we're told at 1 AM the temperature is minus 5 degrees. By noon the temperature has gone up by 10 degrees, and from noon to 10 PM the temperature went down by 14 degrees. So now we want to work out the temperature at 10 AM. So at 1 AM the temperature is minus 5 degrees. By noon it's gone up by 10 degrees, so we need to add on 10 degrees to minus 5. So that would be 5 degrees. By 10 PM it's gone down by 14 degrees. So we take 14 off 5. So the answer is minus 9 degrees Celsius. Here's 3 questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So let's have a look at these questions. So in your green question, Alice has £24 in her account and she spends £35. So how much does she now have in her account? So we do 24, take away 35, which is minus £9. So when a bank balance is negative, this means you are overdrawn. So you owe the bank £9. So for the amber question, at 2 AM the temperature is minus 8 degrees. By 3 PM the temperature went up by 13 degrees. Between 3 PM and 11 PM the temperature went down by 7 degrees. So work out the temperature at 11 PM. So at 2 AM it's minus 8 degrees. By 3 PM it's gone up by 13 degrees. So that's now 5 degrees. By 11 PM the temperature has gone down again by 7 degrees. So that's minus 2 degrees Celsius. For the red question, John has an account balance of £3.45. He spends £1.56 on some crisps and then 50p on a chocolate bar. After, he buys a drink for £2.45. So what is his new account balance? So we need to take away these amounts from £3.45, which gives us minus £1.06. And now we've completed success criteria 4. So now that we've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe and be sure to check out your videos on the rest of the channel. I'll see you next time. See ya.